Let's talk about all this now with our friend Larry Hackett, the editor of People magazine.
Morning, all.
Good morning. And Patrick Jeffson, for many years, the chief of staff to Princess Di. Great to have you both here. And Patrick, let me begin with you. First of all, I want to talk a little bit more about how the baby will grow up. But what is happening in the palace right now?
Well, this is a big royal event. You know, the British Royal Organization has a bit of a reputation for putting on a good show. This is, if you like, it's kind of like constitutional theatre. The royal family exists to be seen, and to be seen to be doing its constitutional duty. Well, guess what? Its prime constitutional duty is to reproduce. And this is what it's doing today. This is historic.
And then once the baby's brought home, is there any semblance of normal life for a little prince or princess of Cambridge?
You might say, George, that being born is the last normal thing that's going to happen to this baby. I mean, there will be a lot of talk about normality. There already has been. And in the 21st century, royalty has to appear to be normal in some respects for normal people to relate to it. But in truth, this is going to be a life like no other. You know, the royal family aren't like politicians. They don't just serve a term. They serve for life. And this little baby is looking forward, will have to live up to a life of extraordinary duty, along with any privilege it may enjoy.
And Larry, that first photo going to rocket around the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was just asking Patrick how long it had been after Diana gave birth to William before she was on the steps of the Lindo wing at St. Mary's. We're closing our magazine tomorrow at lunch, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that'll happen. But if not, we'll have it. You can be sure that we'll have it next week. But move over. I know. But move over Surrey Cruise, because this is not going to be the most, well-watched child in the world.
Is this the biggest story of the year?
I think it's the most fun story of the year. I mean, when we did the wedding a couple of years ago, people really enjoyed this. You know, unlike the Brits who have to worry about taxes and all that kind of stuff, we get our royals completely pure. It's all the fairy tale. And everybody loves this fairy tale, and I think it's going to be wonderful.
It hasn't been wonderful. It's like a resurgence now with the royal family, because at times people over there are not too crazy about them, but right now, everyone's in love with them, it seems.
Yeah, but Robin, I think one thing that I learned 8 years working in that business was that if you start chasing the popularity aspect, then you're getting it wrong. Again, they are not politicians. They're not running for office. They don't require the support of their constituency. Ultimately, they have to survive, and what they're doing today is surviving. If they are popular in the process, well, that's good, but it can get too much of a good thing.
And Kate is, it seems, as popular a royal, especially addition, as we've seen in recent times. What role is she going to have simply as mother, away from the cameras, away from her duties?
Well, one of the things that makes Kate different from pretty much any other royal mother before her is that she comes from this fantastically strong, happy home background, that she has what we're all told is a very healthy dose of good working class blood in her veins. And I think we can already see the benefits of that. I mean, historically, it's the royal women who have kept the show on the road. And Kate looks like she's following in that tradition.
Good point.
Well, we cannot wait. We cannot wait. Let's move on to a couple of other things. Now that we have Larry here, we were talking about Catherine Zeta-Jones opening up about the safe haven in her home.
Yeah, well, if you can afford it, you can build a safe haven in your house. It's sort of a wing where, I mean, look, we have man caves, right? In her case, she has a room that she goes to get away. You know, part of this came out when she was discussing her manic depression and what she has undergone, and she has been very open about this and very public about it. She's been treated twice publicly that we know, and is now kind of opening up about what that meant. She noted that one of the more recent waves occurred when her husband got sick, which is what expected. We all know that people sometimes, fall into this funk when something big happens to them. So she's being very open about it. But yeah, she finds a place to get away. She says their relationship is easygoing but unusual. And when she feels it coming on, well, she goes to the wing to sew and watch TV and play dolls with her kids.
They've been together for 13 years.
I know, something's working.
13 years, so sometimes they need a little space.
And a lot has happened there, so you got to give them credit.
We got something else coming on here. I have not seen this, but I'm told the cast of Once Upon a Time were making fun of all of us at Comic-Con. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Storybrooke. See, plants can be art too, and I learned that this weekend at the Community Rec Center.
Good morning, Storybrooke.
We'll try a little bit. He's a little spicy. Oh, come on and try it.
Hey, Goldie, are you feeling okay? Because we have a doctor on call.
That's right. Oh, doctor, what do you prescribe?
Thanks, Hart and Goldie. It's time for Bedside Manner, where the MD stands for darling.
Wow. What happened to my hair?
Yeah. I think you have nothing to worry about anyway.
Larry and Patrick, thank you very much for being with us.
Indeed.